Hey, this is Jack at TC3. Today we're going to replace a front wheel bearing on a Pontiac G8. This one's the base model. First we're just going to jack her up. We'll be taking off the wheel, but we're going to put a jack stand underneath for safety first. The little plastic cap's got to come off the lug nuts, and then we just take the wheel off. The bearing's been kinda, you can feel it going bad, so it was about time to get rid of that thing. Change it out. Okay, we got the wheel off. We're gonna start just like you're taking your brakes off or changing your brakes. You have your caliper here attached to the slides. On the inside of the slide, you know, there'll be that flat section that you can put a 12mm wrench and a 12 also on the bolt. So you're going to do that on the top and on the bottom. Then just pull your caliper off. I put a little trash can upside down there to set my caliper on top so it doesn't have to dangle by the hose. Okay, now we have to take off the carrier or holder mount for the caliper. I believe this was a 13mm. You can see the brake shoes are still in this, and we'll just pull them out and get that off of there. There we go. Okay, don't forget on the back of this your anti-lock brake, the electric that goes to that, you just want to unplug that. There we go. Again, don't yank it by the wires, you know, pull that by the plug always. Yeah, it's like over 100 degrees out today. Sorry about all the noise and the fan running in the background and all that, it's just hot out. I don't know that you have to do this, but I'm just disconnecting the strut from this just to give myself a little elbow space. It looked like you could still do it, it just was going to be really cramped. It's only 2 bolts to take that strut off. So okay, so now we're going to remove the rotor. On the inside of this there's 3 hex head bolts holding that bearing assembly on, and we just need to get them off, and that's it, and it'll just fall off. If you turn that, you can kind of feel it. It's not spinning smooth. It's just worn. We're going to replace it with a Moog, or Moog, whatever it is. And just comparing the old to the new, make sure we got the right one. And we do. When you mount this in, make sure your electric sensor goes to the same position it was at last time. Kind of to the front and up a little bit. And we'll just start that. And see, because the strut's off, it's real easy to get some tools in there. I just thought I'd take the extra step. So after that's all mounted, you're just going to put the strut back on. 2 bolts, nothing to bolt on the top and the bottom. And don't forget to plug your anti-lock brake sensor wire back in. Rotor back on. Just to make life simple, we're gonna compress this these pistons on this caliper just like we were putting new brakes on it, just to make it slide right over everything really easily. Used a big C-clamp and a block of wood to do that. The block of wood will keep anything from damaging those pistons or the boots around them. And just go back and forth once or twice, and that should do it. Okay. There we go, nice and flush, no damage to the pistons. That's what we were looking for. Alright, so these are kind of the old guides and stuff, but I didn't actually change the brakes. Just make sure it's correct in the in the holder. Just, you know, make sure everything's in its proper groove before you put it back on, or you'll be taking it apart again. Alright, now just kind of nudge these two brake shoes in up against the rotor. Now tighten that carrier or holder down. Make sure you torque them. Make sure you torque everything properly and tight enough. Okay, now we'll just put our caliper back in, and that slid right on. That's why we compressed that. Okay, when you put these back on your slide, you're going to hold those 2 years with your wrench, and then torque that tight. And I kind of use the 2 wrench method to so I can actually feel how tight that's getting. Start her up and get this thing pointing in a straight line again, so we can throw the tire back on. We already cleaned the other side with brake cleaner, but we'll clean this side now, and because you had your greasy hands all over that rotor. Tire back on, lugs back on and torqued. I have like a torque setting on that air wrench, so it's kind of on that impact gun, so it brings it right to what I need. Okay, jack stand out, jack down, you're pretty much ready to go. I used the Moog stuff, that's middle of the road, and it's good quality. Just one last thing, don't forget to pump your brake pedal so that the pistons in your caliper will be like ready for braking. Thanks for watching.